Hi everybody. So you already took the reflection. You've completed number 1. You are now completing number 2. After this video, you will have some independent time to look through my presentation, and then finally you will start your presentation on your activist. So make sure that your research notes from last class you feel really confident about. If you answered no to any of the questions on the reflection, please go back before watching this video and fix those. So you picked up this handout at the door. This handout really lays out everything you need to know for the PowerPoint presentation. You also have a model, my PowerPoint presentation, that I did on Melba that you can use as much as you like. The first bullet point really outlines what slides you need. So you need at least, at the bare minimum, these slides right here. Feel free to take any notes in your handout. So here is my introductory slide. You'll see I have Melba's name, I have my name, and I included a bunch of images. After the introduction slide, you should talk about your person's early life. Who were they? Where were they born? What was their childhood like? I kept this information pretty simple, but feel free to add in more than what I did. Also be sure to include an image. The next slide you need is an injustice the activist fought against slide. So this is where you really outline what issue or problem your person tried to address. So I talked about Jim Crow laws. I talked about how people, African Americans and white people, had to be segregated because Melba was fighting against that. Now, instead of just shoving this all onto one slide, I wanted to make the slides really readable. So after this slide, I made another slide. This slide talks specifically about how schools were segregated and the Brown versus Board of Education Supreme Court decision. So instead of just shoving this all onto one slide, I did try to split it up into 2. The next slide that you need is accomplishments and impact on others. So once again, I put this on 2 different slides. I said that Melba and Little Rock 9 integrated Central High School, but I also told you all about her book, and when I'm giving my presentation, I'll also talk about this, this collection of statues that's outside of Central High in Little Rock, Arkansas now. Next, you have to include a problems and obstacles slide, so any challenges or problems that they faced. Any activist is challenging the status quo. They're challenging the norm or the accepted reality. Like Melba's saying, no, we will not be segregated anymore. So they are going to face challenges. So be sure to include these challenges and then also include an explanation for how the activist overcame the challenge. So I didn't just say that she had experienced death threats and physical abuse, but I also included that she stuck out the year. She finished the year at Central. Next, I have an important quote slide, and I'm probably going to add a little bit more to my actual explanation. And when I talk through my presentation, when I'm presenting it to others, I'm going to say a lot more than what's here. That's very minimal. So I think you all can do a better job. But I just loved this quote from the book. And after the important quotes, feel free to have more than one. You'd probably need a different slide for each quote. You then want a conclusion slide where you say how your person changed history, and then also maybe think about the implications for what they did today. So how did their actions impact us today? And when I present this, I will probably talk about college graduation rates and how education is still really unequal, even though we aren't segregated. So right now I'm going to show you a few quick tips on PowerPoint. So if you want to use this outline, you want to just have these slides ready-made for you, you'll see in this classwork document that you can choose to take a blank presentation and then just fill it in and fix it. So you'd obviously need to make a copy of it and then share it with your partner. To change the color of a slide, you just hit change background, and then you can change the entire color of a slide. Or you can actually put an image as the background. You can also create a theme. This is what I did. It's probably the simplest, where I chose biz because it just turned all the slides blue. So that was backgrounds and theme. You can also mess around with layout. You can mess around with transitions, like if I wanted my name to come in second, I could add an animation where it would fade in on the click. So we'll play it. So when I click, my name comes in. So if you want to mess around with animations, you can, but that's definitely not required. And if you want to like add a new slide, insert new slide, and then say I wanted to make a second early life slide, you could just type in the title and then type in the text here. You have different fonts, different font colors, and a lot to play with here. But really what I'm most worried about is your ability to have all of the appropriate information. So the slides really must be readable, and you should use bullet points. Don't write big blocks of text. Also, you must use at least 2 of these vocabulary words listed here. Good luck, have fun with it, and enjoy!